Nicole Tsong, and I'm here to share with you a bit more about the advanced yoga program. I'm a yoga teacher at Luminous. I'm a certified Baptiste teacher. I'm also an iGolu leader. And we're going to be working with some of the principles of iGolu in the advanced yoga program. And iGolu is a system really for I goal you, like I bring you to your best self and you bring me to my best self. And a lot of the principles of iGolu work really seamlessly into the work of yoga. So one of the principles I'm here to share with you today is called above the line and below the line, right? And it's already a really visual kind of a way to notice when you're above the line, which is being in a space of curiosity, of wonder, of joy, of love, of connection. And it's probably an experience you've had in your yoga practice or at the end of your yoga practice. And below the line is being in fear, being in doubt, questioning yourself, being in worry, being in anxiety, right? And so that whole experience of judgment, judging yourself and judging others. So that's below the line, right? So one of the practices that we're going to really be bringing in is starting to identify what it is that brings us above the line and what it is that brings you below the line, and noticing when you're below the line to recover yourself back above. And most of you will probably already have one of these practices, which is yoga. So like for myself, for example, I used to be a reporter at the Seattle Times, and I would arrive at my yoga practice in the evening. I would take a 5:30 class, and I would be worrying, right? I would worry my editor was gonna call me. I would be thinking about the next day's story and feel really anxious that I had some errors or hadn't done something correctly. And I would arrive in my yoga practice full of this tightness in my body. I would just feel like, and I was so below the line, which I didn't know at the time. And by the time I was at the end of my yoga practice, I would feel calm and content and peaceful. I knew that if my editor had called me, which by the way, 90% of the time had never actually called me, that I would be able to respond to whatever question they had without going into anxiety or going into worry. Right, so that's one of the practices, right, is going from below the line to above. You also want to have other practices, and we'll be going into this in the program. Like, how do you recover yourself beyond your yoga practice, right? Yoga is often where we first learn to do it. I might find listening to a song can bring me back above the line, like Taylor Swift, Shake It Off is a great one for me. I love that song. It just helps me release. It's also important actually to find other people to help you get back above the line, right? So it might be actually going to a friend who supports you fully and saying, hey, I really need you to kind of be my accountability for when I'm below the line. So it could look as simple as like they say, do you need a song or do you need something else? Like actually asking them to come in for you and to help you get back above the line. Right, so you just want to make it really simple, start to come into some ways of like, how can I recover myself in the moment, having people support you to get back above the line in the moment. And that's one of the big principles we'll be covering from iGolu in the Advanced Yoga program. So I invite you to consider it. We're excited about this program. I welcome you to join us. Thank you so much.